So I thought I'd make a really quick video here because some people wanted to see how the eFlite Retracts work on the PBY Catalina. These are the Retracts here. I don't know if you can see that. This is a tricycle landing gear version of the same thing that I used. This is actually for a different plane that I'm going to be working on. This is the eFlite Retract here, and the width of it, the thickness of it right here, is almost exactly the same as the PBY wing. You have just a little bit of wing above it on the top so it doesn't poke through. We'll go ahead and turn the transmitter on and stick a battery in here. Here's my Spectrum DX8. And let's just set it to PBY here. Okay. There's that. And we have a battery. Little Dynam battery. This is a 2200. Plug that in. Alright, so the Retracts just went up because I've got the Retract switch in the up position, so it just responded. There they are coming down. That might be hard to see because I've got a lot of junk in the background. This is a very busy basement. Let's see if I can move the camera here. Gear up. Gear down. We'll get a close-up on that. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way so you can hopefully see the background. A lot of tools here. Okay. What's up? And that's down. I don't have to say what's up and what's down, right? You guys can figure that out. Okay. I want to show you from the side here, one last view. You can see these floats have been modified pretty heavily. I didn't really want to take them off and reset the pitch, so instead I shaved off some material so they don't dig in anymore. It's got quite a steep slope there, and if you look at it from the side, you can see it's got an airfoil shape, or a hull shape to it, I guess, because it's in the water. And from the front you can see the bottom of it is like a boat hull, basically, which is how the real PBY Catalina looked. It's not scaled, but it's in some ways more, it's actually in some ways closer to scale than what Dynam gives you. And now the important part is obviously on the bottom, so let's flip the thing over so you can really see that. We're going to just put the cockpit on so the battery doesn't come tumbling out. And let's flip it over. Okay, so here we are. And this is kind of funny because it looks a little like the Starship Enterprise. We're going to put these roundels back on, and that'll look pretty good when that's down. The reason I haven't done that yet is because I need to repair the roundel. You can see I cut a piece out of the center of it because at one time I had metal Retracts in here, and the mechanism, the servo arm, needed to get through the roundel, so I had to cut strategic holes right about there, and now I need to fill those back in, so I'll put some tape on there and I'll paint it red and you'll never notice that. Anyway, so that was the hole for the Metal Gear servo that really was good for a while, but on a couple of hard landings, a couple toe ends, and that got stripped pretty quickly. It was good for about one season. So that came out, In its place, you can see the retract. I'll flip that on one more time so you can see it move. So again, this is the eFlite Retract, which looks like this. And this metal bar here was cut right about here, leaving the spring shock system on, which is actually functional. So in the event of a hard landing, this retract can actually move a bit. So this has a little bit of spring in it. That's a nice feature to protect the airplane. Additionally, the fiberglass spar, I assume it's fiberglass, it might be carbon fiber, I'm not sure, only comes out to about here on the Dynam plane. I added a second one, so the old one ends right about there. I added one that starts here and goes all the way out to here. So underneath this there's a piece of fiberglass arrow shaft, which, or basically the same as the spar material. It's flexible, it's very strong, it's very light, and that effectively means that if the plane hits hard on the water, it's not going to break the wing, and the wing is pretty solid now from about here to here. The wingtip can still flex if it needs to in flight. It's really, no reason to hold it that rigid. It only makes it more susceptible to breakage if it's too strong, which is paradoxical, but there you go. That's aviation for you. So upside down, you can see both retracts, and let's say I was flying inverted and I wanted to raise my landing gear. That's what it would look like. Pretty ridiculous, I know. Anyway, oh, the other thing is, so there's actually a piece of plywood here on top of the retract to hold it in. So again, this retract is roughly there, and so the plywood goes over this back portion of it, mainly so that it won't push too far, because again it has a flexing feature deliberately. So this wing, this can move back and forth in the event of a hard landing. I don't want it coming back so hard that it tears itself out, and this piece of wood here, this very thin piece of plywood, is actually very strong and holds that retract in very nicely. And so that's all of it. That's all there is to say about that, I think. And hopefully it wasn't too painful for you folks to watch. I'm just going to flip it over here. Decal just went sailing away. And I like to store it with the landing gear down, so let's turn this on and take the battery out. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.